Hello, welcome to the Leicester Students' Union Big Freshers Quiz. I am Lloyd from the Training and Peer Mentoring team, and I'll be guiding you through this trivial game. We'll be starting in a minute or two, and you can play along on screen. All you have to do is go to, as it says on there, joinmyquiz.com and enter the code 031000. So that's joinmyquiz.com and enter the room code 031000. So I'll give you a minute or two to get on that. But before we begin, if you don't want to play along on screen, then feel free to just play in your mind. Then the only person who will know if you get the answers right is yourself, and then you're free to lie about it to whoever and whenever you please. Apologies for the cold opening. Kerry from marketing wouldn't spring the cash for that theme tune that we're all really needing right now. So please do go ahead and recommend, if you've got an idea of what our theme song should be, whack it in the YouTube comments. So what should be the theme tune for a virtual freshers quiz? That reminds me, you can get involved with the comments just as with any other YouTube video, but do keep it classy, and of course don't write the answers in there, because then you won't win, and that would be tragic. You will be able to see the winners, of course, once you see on there. There will be a leaderboard throughout the entire quiz, so we'll be able to keep up for the entire game with who is at the top of that leaderboard. We'll go through the rules and stuff in a minute, but we'll just give you a little bit longer to come in. We've got 13 teams in already. Good to see people going straight for it with their teams as well. One team being bold enough to call themselves Queen's Road, deciding that you're going to be the only team from Queen's Road. What if there's another? Plenty of SU staff on there as well, so hopefully none of the SU staff will win today. But I do promise that they don't know the answers. I've written the quiz in secret, so if an SU staff member does win, that is fair and square, unless it's Ian or Bliss from the Training and Peer Mentoring team. I'm calling them out right now. If they win, it's because they cheated, because they were in the room with me while I was writing it. We'll just give it another minute or so. It looks like we're starting to slow down on the people coming in. If anyone else does join late, then they can always join at any time. It will just give someone more of a challenge to try and win from the back, coming in late, missing the first few questions. Some easy ones at the start as well. So if people do miss out, they will miss those easier ones at the start. So if you have just joined us, head to joinmyquiz.com and enter the room code 031000 if you want to play along on screen. But as I said before, you don't have to play along on screen. You can just play for fun. There are no prizes today, just bragging rights, which for me is the biggest prize of all. I love to brag. I love to win, to be honest. It's not so much the bragging, but the beating of other people that's important to me. Unfortunately, I can't win this quiz. If I did play, I would definitely win, though, because I wrote it. Okay, it looks like everyone's in now, so we will get started. Please do feel free to continue to join throughout the quiz. Just because you're late doesn't mean that you have to not play along on screen. You can join at any time. So this is the Leicester SU Big Freshers Quiz. So how to play. The rules are, so teams of no more than 6. If you are a team of more than 6, say there happens to be loads of you living in the same place, then please do break up that team. Get another team in there. Just get someone else, get another device. Head to joinmyquiz.com on any other device. Enter that room code 031000. Get another team going. Get a rivalry going. See who in your house is the best at this particular quiz. That is all the bragging rights you can really have. Next rule, it's not a rule, it's a bit of a tip. Quick answers get more points. So it's not just about getting the answers right. Obviously, if you get the question answers wrong, you will get no points. But the quicker you answer, the more points you will get. I will repeat throughout. In fact, what I'm going to try and do is try and get that banner out of the way that is covering up the room code. So bear with me one sec while I try and add a new banner. See if that works. Yes, right, it's on there now. So I'll leave that on throughout the quiz, just so people can join later on if they need to. So yeah, quick answers get more points. The longer it takes you to answer, the less points you get, but you still get points for getting it right. Of course, an obvious one, this one. Don't Google the answers. There's about 45 seconds to answer each question, which is, I admit, enough time for most people to Google the answer. But as we said, we're playing for bragging rights, so you're only cheating yourself if you do that. And I know if I was to do that, I'd feel terrible. To get all the kudos as well, oh, how embarrassing would it be if you ended up at the top of that leaderboard knowing that you cheated? Just don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The other one is don't cheat for other people as well. Don't post the answers in the comments because, like I say, it's not a quiz if you do that. That isn't how quizzes work. That's akin to shouting out the answers at a pub quiz. And if I know one thing about pub quiz people, they don't like it when someone shouts out the answers, particularly if they knew the answer already. It makes you feel like you've cheated when you haven't. And finally on this slide is keep the comments tasteful, of course. Let's keep it polite. As I say, we're not playing for prizes, so we don't need to get heated in there. So let's keep it friendly in there. All right, so I think we're just about ready, so we will get started. So round one is our Welcome to Leicester round. All these questions are about Leicester University, the city of Leicester, or Leicestershire as a county and places thereof. So question one in the Welcome to Leicester round. We've got 3 seconds before it will show up on your devices and on the screen. So the first question is, which two animals represent the top football and rugby union teams of Leicester? Now, if you happen to be a first-year physics student, you may have been in a Meet Your Mentor presentation earlier, where Tariq, who was leading it, actually happened to do the same question in his quiz. So if you were lucky enough to be in there, then you might have a little bit of a head start on that answer. So you need to select both on this one. Select both the animals, the football and the rugby union one. And then click submit once you've pressed on both of those. 15 seconds to go. Once everyone's answered, then it will skip. We've got 18 out of 21, so we have 3 people still waiting for. Time is up, it's saying, but it's also saying there's like 5 seconds left, so that's a bit strange. However, let's just make sure we get them in as quick as possible. So Knowles Hole, quickest off the mark there, as well as Trickery Something. I didn't see what that said, but those two were the quickest with the right answer. It is, of course, the tiger and the fox. Sharks and wasps, not in Leicester. Okay, let's move to the next one then. 3 seconds before this one starts as well. And the question is, which Leicestershire town is famous for its pork pies? Any Leicestershire locals will know this one well. So is it Hinckley, Market Harborough, Ashby de la Zouch, or Melton Mowbray? So many answers already. Only 2 people left to click on their answers. Going to be a high scoring round, this one potentially. So which Leicestershire town is famous for its pork pies? Is it Hinckley, Market Harborough, Ashby de la Zouch, or Melton Mowbray? Just about 10 seconds left. Couple of answers still to come in. It is saying time's up a little bit before that timer runs out, so I am going to potentially just take that away. Because it's not very helpful if it says you've got 7 seconds left. You know, we'll just play to 7. Oh, 15 if you out of 22 got that right with Melton Mowbray. So most of you got that. Of course, Melton Mowbray pork pies. Okay, question 3 then. The defeat of King Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth Field resulted in the end of which war? Is it the War of Scottish Independence, the English Civil War, the War of the Roses, or the 100 Years' War? I'm going to take the timer off of the screen since it's been absolutely no use at all. You know you should be answering as quick as possible anyway, though, so no one should be getting caught out by the timer. If you are, it's just too slow. Okay, so which war ended with the defeat of Richard III at Bosworth Field? Okay, I'll disable the timer. I think now it won't end on its own, so we're going to have to put the question on, the timer back on. How do we get the timer back on? We'll see if it does it in a minute. Hopefully it'll do it automatically. Chicory Caldwell, right up the top, followed so closely by the team in second place, though. It was, of course, the War of the Roses. Next question for this round, then. There are 10 questions per round, and there are 4 rounds today. I realised I didn't introduce those. That means it'll be a surprise, though, so that's even more fun. Okay, 30 seconds back on the clock. Who is the president of Leicester Students' Union? We've got no names on there, just faces. Too easy if it's names. You'll see it from emails. Can you recognise the president of the SU? It is one of these people. Okay, so just a few seconds left. It looks like it's saying time's up around the 9-second mark for me. I don't know if that's the same for you or if that's just for me. Let me know in the comments at what number the timer is on when it says time's up for you. All but 2 of you got that one absolutely spot on. That is a picture of Mia, our Students' Union president. Quite right. Certainly one of the easier ones for the staff team. The stream's behind the website. Okay, thanks, Hannah. We expected that it'll be a little bit behind. Oh, it is a few seconds behind, isn't it? Well, which of the following shopping centres then is not in the Leicester City Centre? They'll be up on your devices already. Is it the Foss Park, the Haymarket, the Silver Arcade, or Highcross? I will continue with the stream just in case anyone's playing along without using the devices. So if you are using a device, you will get it quicker. Let's see that leaderboard again then. Emma and Luke taking the lead there by just 10 points. It is real close up the top. It is, of course, Foss Park. That is on the outskirts of Leicester, right by the M69 and the M1. Haymarket, Silver Arcade, and Highcross, all in the city centre, of course. Next up, then, what is the name of the river that runs through Leicester? There should be a question mark on the end of that. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that. But you shouldn't be, because you should be focused on the answers, which are, is it the Trent, the Soar, the Severn, or the Wye? So which river runs through Leicester? Trent, Soar, Severn, or Wye? Okay, time's up on that one. Checking out the leaderboard. Oh, it's all level at the top as well. Chicory Caldwell going back up there with Emma and Luke. Most people got that one right as well. It is, of course, the Soar that runs through Leicester. A little bit of guesswork going on maybe with the other answers. We shall move on. From whom did Brendan Rodgers take over as manager of Leicester City Football Club in 2019? Was it Nigel Pearson, Craig Shakespeare, Claudio Ranieri, or Claude Puel? So who did Brendan Rodgers take over from as manager of Leicester City? We're talking full-time managers, not caretaker managers. So is it Nigel Pearson, Craig Shakespeare, Claudio Ranieri, or Claude Puel? Right, time's up on that one, and we'll check on the leaderboard again. Oh, Emma and Luke dropped to third. Gareth and Kat and Chicory Caldwell gone ahead. Real mix of answers from that one. That looks like that's caught out some people. All of them, of course, recent Leicester managers. Nigel Pearson keeping us up at the end of that tough first season in the Premier League. Claudio Ranieri, of course, winning the league in 2016, who was followed by Craig Shakespeare just briefly before Claude Puel took over. And now, of course, we've got Brendan Rodgers. Thank goodness for that. Next question then. Which two motorways pass into Leicestershire? I think I might have ruined this question earlier when I was talking about Foss Park. So anyone who was listening will be rewarded for that, for listening to the very interesting things that I have to say around the quiz. So there are two answers here. Please do select them both. Which two motorways pass into Leicestershire? I should have seen this coming because I did write the quiz. Let's see if some people might have been caught out though. It's a lesson in paying attention if you've not remembered what I said a minute ago. Okay, time's up on that one. But who got there quickest? Oh, Emma and Luke storming right back up to the top. Yeah, most people got that absolutely right with the M69 and the M1. A few people put in the M6, very close, and the M40 as well. Not quite. Not quite. In the West Midlands and the and Warwickshire. Okay, next question then. Which English monarch lived at Bradgate House? So that's the ruins of the house in Bradgate Park. Was it Mary I, Edward VI, Lady Jane Grey, or Richard III? So which English monarch lived at Bradgate House? Was it Mary I, Edward VI, Lady Jane Grey, or Richard III? Time's up. I wonder if we caught anyone out on this one. There's a bit of a sneaky answer in there. And Chicory Caldwell and Zion Han have gone to the top. 8 people putting Richard III. It isn't. Can you believe it? It's a monarchy question in Leicester, and it's not about Richard III. Can you imagine? It is, of course, Lady Jane Grey, the shortest reigning monarch of all time in England. She lived at that house, not Richard III. We'll move on. Some blood boiling. I can feel it. I can feel it in the ether. Some people furious about that one. Which of the following people does not have a University of Leicester building named after them? Now think carefully. Is it David Attenborough, Richard Attenborough, Danielle Brown, or John Foster? 20 people straight in. I said think carefully. I hope you got it right. So which of those people does not have a University of Leicester building named after them? Okay, time's up. Let's see what we put. But first, let's see what the scores are looking like. No change to the scores by the looks of it. Most people just about got it right with David Attenborough. No buildings named after David Attenborough yet, of course. Richard Attenborough, of course, has the Arts Centre named after him, Danielle Brown, the Sports Centre on campus, and John Foster, one of the halls of residence. But nothing yet for David Attenborough. The Attenborough building and tower are named after David and Richard Attenborough's father, who was an early chancellor of the uni. But nothing for our man David. So that is the end of round 1. I hope you found that all right. Let me know how that went. What was the hardest question there? Did you feel pretty comfortable with some of them? And while you're doing a comment, we'll move on to round 2. Round 2 is the what is the missing word round. So in each question, the answer will be one word, and you're going to have to type it in. So you have to type it into your devices. It'll be a one-word answer every time. It might be lyrics, it might be a line from TV or film, or it could be a saying. So we'll get started with question 1. Question 1 is some lyrics. They go, I've been trying to call, I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. blank. What comes next? What word comes next? It's a little bit longer for this one. People taking some time to think about it. So I've been trying to call, I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love blank. Couple of teens left still to put an answer. What do we think? That's good though. Most people you've all managed to find how to type in the answers. That seems to be working all right. Let's see how that's affected the leaderboard. Aisha coming up onto 7th there, coming into view. Other than that, it's all remained pretty constant. Only three got that right with maybe. Let's see if we can see what some of those answers were. Oh, baby. Very close. A lot of people putting baby. It's maybe. As three of you got it spot on. We'll move on to the next one. Let's see if we can get a slightly easier one out of it. Okay, so what did he say? It's a TV quote. It's by blank of the Peaky Blinders. By something of the Peaky Blinders. What do they say? Only going to know it if you've seen it, probably. Answers trickling in. I will mention as well, while we're on this, the fact that there's 7 dashes there doesn't mean it's a 7-letter word. All of the dashes are just as long as each other. It's all just one-word answers. So, by what of the Peaky Blinders? Nearly there. A couple more teams to answer. Okay, that is time for that question. Let's see if that split anyone. Queen's Road moving up to 4th there. Nice job. Oh, absolutely half and half. Half of you got it absolutely right. With by order of the Peaky Blinders, of course it is. Let's see some of those other ones. By the cap of the Peaky Blinders, I can see why. I can see why. By word, yeah. Most people put in order. Quite rightly so. So next one is a saying. It's one that came up recently in the news. A stitch in time saves blank. What does a stitch in time save? So complete the saying. It's a well-known saying, although not as well-known as I thought once it came up on the news and no one had heard about it. A stitch in time saves blank. Stumping a couple of people this one, maybe. Just a few more of you to go. Less than 10 seconds left. Okay, and time is up. Real last minute answer in there from somebody. Looking at the leaderboard then. Eleanor back up to 5th. Noel's Hole back up to 7. 9 of you got it right. And the answer, of course, was 9. That's nice. That's quite pleasing, that, isn't it? Saves lives. So many people put in lives. Mice. A stitch in time doesn't save mice. It might, but that's not the saying. We'll move on. We'll move on. See what else we can get. Okay, so this is a famous film quote. Mama always said, life is like a box of blank. Answers coming in real quick this time. That's more like it. Real famous one, this one. You don't even need to have seen it. You probably know the quote anyway. Mama always said, life is like a box of blank. You don't even need to know who said it. Three left to answer. Okay, the two that are left haven't answered any of the questions, so I will cut this and move to the next one. Okay, let's see what that did. Loads of points awarded, 18 out of 20, got it absolutely right. I'm intrigued to see what those other two answers were, they. Life is like a box of matches, or not quite. Mama always said, life is like a box of shoes. How many shoes? Is that like a pair of shoes in a box? Or is that like a big box full of just like random shoes? Never mind, it doesn't matter. We'll move on. You really don't know what you're gonna get. Okay, this one's a tricky one. If you know it, you know it. It's from TV. If I die, turn my what into a book? If I die, turn my blank into a book. Answers came in quicker than I expected on that one. That stumped a couple of people earlier. Looks like a couple of people might be stumped. We'll just wait for Furry to give an answer, because it looks like SLE and Juicy Lucy haven't been answering any questions. We'll give them a chance again in the next round. But if they want to get back in, they're going to have to start answering quicker than everyone else. Don't lose points for guessing, just take a guess. Oh, time's up. Not quite everyone got into that one. Okay, no change on the leaderboard then. And no one got it right. It was a tricky one, that. Life, all from TV. Ashes, turn my ashes into a book. Quite a lot of people have put. It was turn my tweets into a book. It's a quote from Gina Linetti from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If I have got one wrong and it turns out that there is a quote that says life, then I'm very sorry if that is from TV as well. But that's not what I was taking it from. I was taking it from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Maybe someone can correct me in the comments. Okay, so this is a music one. It doesn't say music, but this is a music one. I think you'll probably know that it's music from seeing it. So I need somebody to heal, somebody to know, somebody to have. It's cut off part of that one, actually, to be honest. So we might not get any points on that one. It was meant to say somebody to, and then you were meant to put the word. And I don't know how well it's come up on everyone else's. But on mine, that is looking wrong. Okay, so as I say, I'm not totally confident with this one because it looks like it might have cut off half of it, which will ask you to then obviously put on the wrong next word. Maybe someone's got it right just by sort of assuming that that's what it was meant to be. Okay, no. Some change in the scores there though. So people have got it. It is hold. So it sounds like it might have displayed all right. Other than that, people might have been real clever with it. Just a quick reminder to everyone not to put any answers in the comments to the video, just because it's a competition, and we don't want to give all the answers away to everyone else. So please do, if you're writing down the answers, just write them down on your phone or on a piece of paper or something. Oh, thanks, Charlotte. That's great to know. It's come up okay on the app. On my screen, it looks like it's cut half of it off. I don't think any of the more of them are that long, so it should be all right. Apologies if anyone's playing along without the app. It should have had a bit more on that one. Okay, this is a film quote then. Toto, I've got a feeling we're not in blank anymore. Toto, I've got a feeling we're not in blank anymore. Okay, some answers came in pretty quick there, but then others not so much. Is this split, everyone? Has it got some people know it for sure, some people aren't quite convinced? Okay, looks like that's everyone who's playing. Okay, let's see what that did to the scores. Yeah, 15 out of 20 got that right with Kansas. Spot on. I'll move it along. Okay, it's another famous saying, to leave no blank unturned. So, what don't you leave unturned? Leave no something unturned. Don't need to know what it means. Just need to have some idea. Maybe you've heard it before. Leaving no something unturned. Welcome, Samantha. Joining us late. You've got a mountain to climb, I must say. There's thousands of points on the board already. But if anyone can do it, it's you. Can you get yourself back up with everybody else? You're going to have to answer quickly. You have to answer right every time. And maybe we can get you up on that leaderboard. Okay, time's up then. Oh, yeah, absolutely. 19 out of 21 now, of course. Got that right with no stone unturned. I am intrigued. I'm going to have a look at those other answers. No page unturned. I can see why. So close. No book unturned. Yeah, pretty reasonable answers. Okay, moving on then. Okay. So this one isn't coming up right as well. It's another music one. I will read it out in full in case anyone's playing without the app. It goes, I'm just a kid. I know that it's not fair. Nobody cares. I think it then goes that I'm alone and the world is having more blank than me. Looks like people are getting there. Thanks, Sam. It looks like you have now got the right end of the stick. You've given an answer in there, and not on the comments this time as well. But I'm sure people were loving those 2 free answers that we gave away. Every little helps. Maybe some people return the favour, get you back up that leaderboard. Okay, so Zara and Han still up there at the top, starting to create a bit of a lead now, you two. Okay, it's another film quote then. This one's a big one. Surely everyone gets this one. You can't handle the blank. I did the voice and everything. I rarely do the voices. I don't like to embarrass myself, but that one's not embarrassing. That one's awesome. And I sounded awesome doing it. We'll just wait for one more answer. We'll wait for Ben. Cheers, Ben. Right, let's have a look. Let's look at those scores again. getting tense now. We're nearly halfway there. Sorry, I'm still well out in the lead. Chicory Coldwell, though, not that far behind. I think they're catching it a little bit there. Real half and half on that one. I wonder what people thought we couldn't handle, though. Okay, so we've got lots of truth, but you can't handle the beat. Man, I mean, this is the famous line by Jack Nicholson from A Few Good Men, and I would love to have seen Jack Nicholson lean over in that courtroom and say, "You can't handle the beat." Amazing. And the heat as well. And if you get out of the kitchen, of course, another saying, not coming up on the quiz, otherwise I'd have ruined that one. You can't handle the ride, Sam. The flame, that sounds cool, to be honest. Like if it was you can't handle the flame. I like the idea that Jack Nicholson's character refers to himself as the flame for that. Okay, most people getting absolutely spot on that one, though. Great film if you haven't seen it, A Few Good Men. Okay, that is the end of round 2. So we are halfway through the quiz. Before we move on to the next round, I just wanted to quickly mention that we've got from 8 p.m. tomorrow till 9 p.m. We've got a virtual comedy night streaming directly into your home. We've got comedians Marlon Davis, Mo Omar, and Tom Lucy. So that's 3 comedians, 1 hour of laughs, and guaranteed audience interaction. Somehow they're going to do that with a stream. You'll be able to find a link to watch that on the SU website under What's On, same place where you found the link to today. So do tune in for that. Also, we are looking for people to fill out the front row of this. So if you do fancy yourself being on the stream with the comedians in the front row, having a bit of bants, whack something in the comments. We can maybe hook you up. Kerry might not appreciate me saying that actually out loud on the stream, but I've said it now. And there's not that many of us anyway. This is a pretty, this is an intimate quiz. Most of the people on here work for the Students' Union, so it's probably not too bad. It's probably good that I've shared it a little bit. Okay, moving on to round 3 then. This is your general knowledge round. And the first question for round 3. Multiple choice, most of these ones. This one isn't, never mind. What country is the kiwi fruit native to? Type it in again. So where does the kiwi fruit originate from? I think you'll either know it or you won't on this one, as with all of them, to be honest. Sam having a real good think on this one. It is a thinker. If you answer too quickly, you might have got it wrong. You might have tricked yourself. It might be wise to take the time on this one. You're not rubbish, Sam. You're not rubbish. You've joined late. You had a disadvantage. It's not really fair, to be honest. I think everyone else should not answer the rest of them, and then just Sam answer the rest, and then it'll be fair. Okay, time's up on that one. So where did the kiwi fruit come to? First, we'll see if anyone's got any movement on the leaderboard. Zara and Hans. Oh, they've been taken by Chicory. Almost everyone got that one wrong. I bet I know what you've put. The answer is, of course, China. People all over the shop put in New Zealand. Sorry, it's not. It's not right. It's the kiwi bird that's from New Zealand. Sorry. In fact, they don't even call kiwi fruit a kiwi fruit in New Zealand. Too confusing. They're like, no, that's not a fruit. That's a bird. China, of course, the kiwi fruit. Okay, next one then. How many pairs of ribs do most people have? Barring certain celebrity exceptions that have a different number of ribs, how many pairs of ribs do most people have? So it's as if you were to count them like that, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to go all the way up because I can't. I'm not going to stop at the right number. But if you to think of like a rib facing a rib, that's a pair of ribs. A couple of people a little bit stumped on this one. Okay, just a few seconds left. Last second, Aisha. Nicely done. Have a guess. You don't lose any points for guessing. Right, time is up though. You can't guess when the time's up. Any movement? Noel's Hole coming up to 5th, just overtaking Eleanor. 6 if you got that right, and the answer is of course 12. Most people have 12 ribs. 14 people, not quite the right number. We'll move on to the third question of round 3 then. Which is the only species of snake that builds a nest? Some real quick answers in through there. So is it the timber rattlesnake, the Burmese python, the king cobra, or the boa constrictor? So which is the only species of snake that builds a nest? Is it the timber rattlesnake, the Burmese python, the king cobra, or the boa constrictor? Tricky one. I'd have never got this, to be honest. If I hadn't written the quiz, I would have got it if I was in, because I saw the answer when I was writing it. But okay, let's see if that did anything. No movement. No movement. So many people went for the rattlesnake. I'd have said the same thing. Only one got it right with king cobra. You know who you are. I don't know who you are, but you know who you are. I have no way of finding out when it's these kinds of questions. We'll move swiftly on. That was a nasty one, that one. Okay, which city has hosted the most Olympic Games? Type in your answer. So which city has hosted the most Olympic Games? We're talking Winter Games, Summer Games, whatever. Where have the most been held? It is close. There's a lot of cities that are very close to it. So which city has hosted the most Olympic Games, whether that be summer or winter? Not many places that you can host a Summer Games and a Winter Games, though, to be fair. If any. If you can think of a place where you could host a Winter Games and a Summer Games, stick it in the comments. Or I suppose Leicester most springs. Okay, time's up on that one. Any movement on the leaderboard, though? Chicory still out there, just in front by a few points, and they're staying there. 6 of you got it right with London. London has hosted 3 Olympic Games. Let's see what people put. Yeah, quite a few for Athens. Just 2 for Athens. Tokyo. Now, Tokyo would have drawn level with 3 this year had it not been postponed. Paris will draw level when they host the one in a few years' time. LA is soon to draw level as well. But it is London that are the only city that's hosted 3 Olympic Games. Good question, that one. Okay, what's the more common name given to Thomas A. Swift's electric rifle? This is a classic quiz question. If you're a keen quizzer and you hit the pub quiz circuit, much like myself, then you'll have heard this one a number of times. Cruise ship quizzes, every single one. Always got this one. Real popular question. But looking at the slow responses, you may not be quite the quiz connoisseurs that I had you pegged for. I mean, I've never put it in a quiz before, and for many people on here, actually, most of the quizzes that they've been to might all be mine because, I've done too many, really. Okay, quite a few answers left to come, and only about 10 seconds left. Not long left. That one might have stumped us. You'll kick yourself. You'll kick yourself when you see it. Time is up. It is, of course, the taser. Oh, that shot Queen's Road right to the top. What an answer. You must have been quick with that one as well. You've seen that before. You've certainly seen it before. Yeah, machine gun. Yeah, a few people put taser at the top. Laser, so close, but it's an acronym, isn't it? The TASER, Thomas A. Swift Electric Rifle. Darling Adventures of Elephant Land. I think Seb Louise L might be tuning into the wrong quiz. Never mind. We'll move on. But yeah, it was the Taser, that one, and that moves Queens Road right to the top. Perhaps you are the only important people on Queens Road. I was wrong to doubt you earlier. The confidence has come through. Okay, well, next one then. Which Indiana Jones film was the first to be released? Was it Raiders of the Lost Ark, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, The Last Crusade, or Temple of Doom? Okay, so which Indiana Jones film was first to be released? Which one came out first? Raiders of the Lost Ark, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, The Last Crusade, or Temple of Doom? We all know which one it wasn't, don't we? There's one there that it definitely wasn't. I mean, there are actually three that it definitely wasn't because there's only one of them. Let's check the leaderboard again. Seb's moved up with that one. Finally tuning into the right quiz now. It was, of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, loads of people got that one right. One person's put Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That was the recent one, wasn't it? But we know for sure, we're all agreed, absolutely agreed, that it wasn't The Last Crusade, which we're all absolutely right about. Okay, we move on. Which American football team won the Super Bowl in 2020? So the one just gone. Was it the San Francisco 49ers, the Green Bay Packers, the Tennessee Titans, or the Kansas City Chiefs? So who won the Super Bowl just gone? The 49ers, the Packers, the Titans, or the Chiefs? This one would definitely be for some people, but not others. Time is up then. Let's see how we did. Oh, it's getting real close up the top there. Zyron Hand back within 10 points of Queen's Road. Most people getting it right with the Chiefs. Fairly split on the other answers. Okay, what does the I stand for when talking about IPA beer? So type in your answer. What does the I stand for in an IPA? This could be divisive. Some people are beer people. Some people aren't. Some people don't mind beer. Some people, some people are sort of in the middle. And that describes everyone. There we are. Done it. Okay, just a couple of answers left to come in. Okay, that's your time on that one. Kerry back up on the leaderboard. Nicely done, Kerry. Back up in the top 7. Most people did put India. I did accept Indian as well. So Ben, that's quite right on there as well. Independent is a really good answer. Intoxicating, probably quite correct, Shah, but not correct enough. Isotropic, not even sure what that would mean. Iceland Pale Ale. I'd be keen to try it. I'd be keen to try it. Is what we've got from Furry. So, well, maybe one of those not beer people that we were describing. Doesn't start with I though, so really the answer should have been ear. Okay, what have we got next? In Greek mythology, whose face was said to have launched 1,000 ships? A classic, an absolute classic. Was it? Oh no, that's your answers. I hope you didn't see those. I'm sure you did. So you can type in your answer for this one. I've just realised. Okay, we'll wait for a couple more answers. Okay, just a few seconds left. Okay, that's your time on that one. Oh, that puts Zyra and Han right up to the top again. One of only two that got it right with Helen of Troy. A real mix of answers. All of them fairly. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't Lauren Herrier, former activities manager at the Students' Union. Lauren Herrier was not the Greek mythological face to have launched 1,000 ships, but a brilliant answer all the same. It was, of course, Helen of Troy. Okay, which English county is home to the port of Dover? It's not a trick question. I tested this question earlier on, and people were asking if it's a trick question. It isn't. It's just, where is the port of Dover? So, which English county is home to the port of Dover? Okay, I might have stumped a couple of people that one. Time is up. No change on the leaderboard. Yeah, 12 quite right with Kem. A few others not quite there. Okay, that is the end of round 3. So we're going to go into our final round now with Zaya and Han at the top of the leaderboard, and Queen's Road not far behind them, followed by Gareth and Kat. Round 4 is our picture round. So all of the answers will be in the form of pictures on your devices and on the screen. So I need you to tap the right answer or answers as you see them. Just like when we had the president question, and just like when we had the animals question. So let's get started. So question 1, which of these planets has the fastest axial rotation? And I will show the answers for those not using the app. So those are the pictures of the planets. I want to know which one has the fastest axial rotation. Not long left. Okay, let's see how we did with that one. Not an easy one, that one, unless you do know. Only 2 getting it right with Jupiter. So Jupiter has an axial rotation of less than 10 hours. Earth's, of course, is 24 hours. Mars just a little bit longer with 24.6. And Saturn's is pretty close to Jupiter's with 10.5 hours, but Jupiter the fastest. So the biggest is the fastest, and it looks like a lot of people have gone the opposite way with the smaller ones. Okay, which of these Marvel Cinematic Universe or MCU actors is the youngest? From the pictures, I'm not going to tell you who they are, although they're pretty recognizable people. So which of those people is the youngest? Right, that's your time on that one then. Any movement? Did that dislodge anyone? Yes, that's dislodged Zyra and Han. It's put Queen's Road back up the top. So many people going for Chris Evans there. Chris Evans, Captain America, is 39. Natalie Portman, Jane Foster from Thor, is 39 as well. Tom Hiddleston, Loki, is also 39. So all three of those ones on the left are 39. Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, is 35. So she is the youngest by 4 years. The rest are 39. No one thought Tom Hiddleston. That's a bit unfair considering he's, the same age as Chris Evans. Okay, we'll move on. Which of these is the flag of Slovakia? So you've got 4 flags on your screen. I want you to tap the one that is the flag of Slovakia. It's got to be one of the 4. If you're not sure, take a guess. So which of those is the Slovakian flag? Time's up on that. It's very close at the top. We'll see if that's done anything. Oh, Jeffrey Caldwell making a late surge back up the leaderboard. Most people getting that right with the flag of Slovakia. The one that 6 people put is the flag of Slovenia. And the other ones are the flags of the Czech Republic on the left there and the flag of Russia next to that. But most of you quite right with Slovakia. We know our flags in this group. That's nice. Useful in a quiz situation, particularly the pictures round. Okay, 30 seconds on this one. Which of these inventions came first? Got to work out a little bit what they are, some of them. Not really. I feel like it's obvious enough. If you're going to come back to me and be like, I didn't know what that is, then that's on you. That's on you. I'll say it now in case there's people left to go. It's email, mobile phones, space shuttle, and CDs. Time's up anyway. So many people getting that one wrong, I think. Barely any movement on the leaderboard. Yeah, so it was the email that came first. I know, it's surprising, that one. Only one person put CDs. I can't see how many people put mobile phone, but it wasn't very many. The CD-ROM came in 1982. The mobile phone, the first commercially viable version, was in 1984. Before that, the first version at all was 1973. The space shuttle, the first space shuttle, was in 1981. So all three of them the 80s. But email was actually invented in 1971. So 10 years before the space shuttle. I feel like that one might get a little bit of kickback in the old in the group chats. Hey, I just used Wikipedia. Okay, which of these brands shares its name with the ancient Greek deity of victory? So there's some brands and logos on there. Which one shares its name with the ancient Greek deity of victory? All right, that's your time on that one. It seemed to decide that time was up with 9 seconds to go, but hey, it is what it is. Eleanor just creeping back onto the scoreboard there. Most people going for Hermes. That's caught people out as well. Hermes was the Greek god of trade or transport, whichever. Next most popular one was Nike, which is the right answer, the Greek goddess of victory. Mars is the Roman god of war, and Sol is also Roman, and it's their characterization of the sun. No one put that one. I think that one was a little bit easy, wasn't it? The Sol one. We're all agreed it's not Sol. But yeah, Nike is named after the Greek goddess of victory. Okay, we're nearly at the end now. Let's see if there could be any last minute movement on that scoreboard. Select the shortest flightless bird. It's got to be a quick answer if you want to get up that scoreboard. Most of you are coming in real quick. Some very quick answers. Were they too quick? Have you selected the shortest flightless bird? Okay, time is up on that one. Most people, I think, got that one right. But Zara and Han back up to the top of the leaderboard. Queen's Road just edged out there. Most people did get that right. It is the emperor penguin is the shortest of the flightless birds on there. 9 of you got caught out. I've sold you down the river with the peacock. Oh man, listen. The ostrich, 8 feet tall, definitely not the shortest. Emu, 6 feet tall, also pretty tall. The emperor penguin is 4 feet tall, and the peacock is only 1 to 2 feet tall, but it can fly. It's not the shortest flightless bird. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm not sorry at all. If I was sorry, I wouldn't have done it. Could that decide it? I hope not. That'd be painful. Painful way to lose it. Let's see what we can do in the last couple of questions. Okay, if you're sitting in the David Wilson Library, which of these landmarks is the furthest away? They're all a sort of similar distance away. They're all within actually, they're all within 60 miles in terms of distance away. I'm not saying they're all 60 miles away. That'd be ridiculous. Anything happened there? Okay, Gareth and Kat back up to the bronze medal position. Nice work. Most people putting the European Parliament in Brussels there as their furthest away. The European Parliament in Brussels is actually third furthest away. The furthest away is Aberdeen Station at 315 miles away. After that, it's the Eiffel Tower in Paris at 300 miles away. Then it's the European Parliament in Brussels, 265 miles away. And the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam is a mere 255 miles away. So as the crow flies, the Eiffel Tower, Amsterdam, and Brussels all closer than Aberdeen. Seven of you got that one right. 3 questions to go. So got to answer them quickly if you want those points that will get you back up to the top. Which of these stills is not from a Disney film? Some people taking their time. Could be wise. Not going to get you up there though if someone's answered quicker. So which of these is not a still from a Disney film? Okay, that's time. Let's see what we've got on that one. Oh, I think a lot of people have been caught out there. Ouch. So we've got a still from Mulan, the live action remake, which is a Disney film. We've got a still from Aladdin, the live action remake, Disney film. We've got a still from Beauty and the Beast, which is a live action remake by Disney. And only 4 people have got it right. That one on the right is not from the Jungle Book. It's from, what's it called? It's from Mowgli, a Legend of the Jungle, which is a Netflix original. Another tricky one. Going for those quick answers, going for those points. You've got to get it right to get up there, though. 2 questions to go. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so which of these doctors has appeared in the fewest episodes of Doctor Who? Real quick off the blocks there. Is that because we know the answer, or is that because we're having a stab and trying to do it as quickly as possible? It's a good idea. If you don't know, just go as quick as possible. You've got a 1 in 4 chance. If it's right, get more points for it. Did that do anything to the leaderboard with only 1 more question to go? It didn't. But 14 got it absolutely right. Christopher Eccleston having the fewest with only 13 episodes. Next was Jodie Whittaker, the current Doctor, with 21 episodes so far. We then got Peter Capaldi, and I've lost the number there, but I think it's 40, and Matt Smith on 44. Final question then. This is a pretty easy one, so get in there quickly if you can. Okay, which of these car manufacturers is not based in Europe? Okay, just sort of 10 seconds left. Which of those car companies is not European? Okay, time is up. Did you overthink it, or did we get it right? Most people got it right by the looks of it. It looks like Zara and Han are top of the leaderboard, and that will be the final scores. Most people absolutely right with Mazda. They're based in Japan. Vauxhall on the right, based in the UK. Maserati on the left, based in Italy, and then there's Renault, based in France. That is the end of round 4 and the end of the quiz. And then we'll show the leaderboard here. The final scores with first place is Zara and Han, with that massive lead towards the end, actually. Queen's Road sliding in at second, and then they're all well above the rest of them. Gareth and Kat there as well, with 24,210. They're our top 3, our bronze, silver, and gold. Queen's Road, whack something in the chat, in the comments. Identify yourselves. We didn't know who you were all the time. Although maybe we don't need to. Maybe we just need to know that that is the culmination of efforts of everyone who lives on Queen's Road. Great job. Great job. Great to see the teamwork in there. I'll scroll down so everyone can see their scores. I won't read them all out because we have got 24 of you. Samantha, the late charge didn't quite happen, did it? It looks like Sam might have ducked out as quick as she ducked in, but a valiant effort for the questions that she did take part in. Most people getting over 10,000 points, like to see it. It's pretty close around the middle there, actually, around the sort of the low teens. Johnny just beating Shah there. Ouch, it's got to hurt. Emma and Luke as well. What a fall from grace, leading from the start. And Ellen has ended up quite a few places ahead of you. Good showing from everyone, though. I hope you enjoyed it today. Do post in the comments if you want to see more stuff like this. And do have a look at that comedy thing tomorrow, that live comedy at 8 o'clock. And you can get back through the What's on the Students' Union website to get into that. Other than that, thank you very much. Please do enjoy the rest of your Freshers events. Enjoy all the stuff going on for Black History Month as well. Have a look at as many of those taster sessions that you can for the sports clubs and the societies. And I shall see you around. Thank you very much. Bye.